Good morning. Today is Monday. This week we're going to be talking about number lines in math and some things that are a little bit around weather in our reading. And I'm going to start with one of our favorite authors, Jan Brett. Remember Jan Brett? We've read quite a few of her folk and fairy tales. Jan Brett wrote some of the gingerbread stories we read, and The Mitten, which we're going to talk about today when we compare it to this. This is her story called The Umbrella. Now remember, Jan Brett is the author and the illustrator, and she often tells a lot of her stories around the edges, in the borders of her story. So remember to look in those as I read this to you, okay? But I want, you know how I always like to share the end pages with you. And I just love how an author can make the end pages. Look at that, who's in there? How the author can make the end pages really help to tell the story. And this story takes place where? Do you think it takes place like some of her stories do in the far north where there's snow? No. It looks like a jungle, doesn't it? It looks like it to me too. I like to know about the setting before I start the story because it gives me an idea of some of the things that I might be seeing as I read the story. Jan Brett, The Umbrella. That looks like Maddie. She always writes about little children in her stories, doesn't she? And they often have pets. Hey, little Carlos. Oh, Carlos. Hey, little Carlos, where are you going with that umbrella? Into the cloud forest, Papa, to see what I can see. I'll be spotting a jaguar and a monkey. For sure, I'll spy a toucan and a kinkajou. I'll keep my eyes peeled for a shy tapir. Buena suerte, Carlos. Good luck, Papa says. That's a very different setting. It's not the city, is it? Oh, it looks like a small village. Ooh, look who's in there. Look, here's our friend, the little red friend. Oh, that's a kitty. I thought it was a fox. It's not. Carlos walked into the cloud forest. How silent it is. The only sound is the drip, drip, drip of drops falling from the tall trees. There's not so much as a tiny tree frog down here, Carlos thinks. I'll have to climb up for a better view. Carlos drops his umbrella and starts up the giant fig tree. Okay, remember the border helps to tell the pictures. Here's the border on this side. Oh, there's his friend. And here's in between. Now, I'm making a connection between this story and The Mitten. And do you remember when Maddie dropped, what Maddie dropped? That his grandma said, don't come back without your mitten. And he dropped it in the snow. What did Carlos drop? He dropped his umbrella. Drip, 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 a little puddle appears in the green umbrella. A tiny tree frog leaps down and slips into the water. Hola, Froggy croaks happily. I have this puddle all to myself. He sinks down until only his eyes peep out. There's the first border picture. There's the pictures. The tree frog's beautiful. And there's the second border. Who's coming? Toucan. That bird is called a toucan. I'll add some short videos about toucans so you can learn about them. Plop! A juicy, ripe fig falls smack into the umbrella. Toucan is not far behind. Froggy sees Toucan's sharp beak. Vete, he peeps, go away. But Toucan is not moving. He's waiting for another fig to fall. He's still climbing, isn't he? There's Toucan. He's going to eat that fig, isn't he? Who's coming? Oh, who's that? High in the tree, a scratching sound starts. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Something is sliding down the tree. It gets louder and louder until thump! Kinkajou tumbles in. Muy grande, Froggy squeaks. You're too big. You can't stay here, Toucan says. But Kinkajou is just getting comfortable. After prowling around all night for food, he's found just the right spot to rest. There's Carlos. There's the Kinkajou. I'll put something about Kinkajous too. Kinkajou is interesting. Who's coming? Oh, it's up here. Thump, crash, thump. There are a lot of onomatopoeia in this book. I have seen them on almost every page I've heard it. Onomatopoeia, thump, crash, thump. Here's another one. Blat, blat. Baby Tapir blunders into the green umbrella. Blat, blat, he bawls. Mama. No estoy aquí. She's not here, Freddie shouts, along with the hungry toucan and sleepy kinkajou. The umbrella's shiny green leaves shiver and shake. But Baby Tapir is staying here until his mother comes for him. Baby Tapir is beautiful. It looks a little bit like the indigenous dot paintings that we studied, doesn't it? His markings on his back. There's Carlos. He's still climbing. And here's what's coming next. Should we look? Who is it? Oh, let's see. Swish, swish. More onomatopoeia. A most beautiful bird sails down into the umbrella handle. Quetzal looks down at Froggy, Toucan, Kinkajou, and Baby Tapir rocking back and forth. Fly away, they call up. But proud Quetzal is too busy arranging his tail plumes to listen to them. There's Carlos. Who's this with Carlos here? And who's coming? Oh, he's coming. Who is that? The Quetzal. There's another one I better find a video for you about, huh? Beautiful. Suddenly, Frisky Monkey jumps down. He grabs the umbrella, flings it into the river, and jumps aboard. ¿Qué pasa? What's happening? Froggy asks as water starts to pour into the umbrella. We will sink for sure, Toucan, Kinkajou, Baby Tapir, and Quetzal wail together. That monkey never thinks before he acts. Monkeys are not known for thinking before they act. What's happening here? What's coming? Oh, I don't know. Attention! Who is sitting on me? Froggy cries. Stop poking your beak into me, Kinkajou shouts at Toucan. Blah! Bawls Baby Tapir. You're getting my feathers all wet, Quetzal squawks at Monkey. Jaguar is cleaning his silky black spots when he hears all the squabbling and looks up. Oh, there he is. I wonder if this is good or bad. I don't know. As the umbrella floats by, he pounces in, making it sink even deeper into the water. The animals scramble and squirm out of Jaguar's way. No problema, Froggy squeaks in Jaguar's ear. Be our guest, the animals cry. Just don't eat us up, is what they think to themselves. They don't want to say it, give them any ideas. There's Carlos, still climbing. And, oh, somebody else is coming. A beautiful purple bird. Hummingbird flashes by, smaller than small. He sees the big green umbrella handle sticking up, just the place for a hummingbird to stop for a little rest. As he's about to land, they all start shouting, "No room!" Big Boy Jaguar snarls. "Move on," Monkey hollers. "Find another place," Quetzal sings out. "We got here first," Kinkajou growls. "Stay away," Toucan screeches. "Blat," bawls Baby Tapir. "Adios, goodbye," Froggy peeps. But Hummingbird lands anyway. Oh dear. Remember when the mitten burst open? When the mouse finally, the littlest little creature, got in and it burst. Let's see if that happens here. Oh, onomatopoeia. It says, can you read it? K-er, sp, oh, ash. Kersplash. Oh dear, just like the mitten, the littlest one broke it open. Oh my goodness. The umbrella tumbles over and everyone falls out. Jaguar, Quetzal, Baby Tapir, Kinkajou, Toucan, Monkey, and Froggy all clamber up the bank as the umbrella pops to the surface and drifts back to shore. There's Carlos. That must be Mama Tapir looking for her baby, right? She doesn't have the same markings. Up in the giant fig tree, Carlos looks out at the sea of green. No animals today, he sighs. Oh dear, there were plenty of animals, weren't there? I wonder where they all are. He climbs down, picks up his umbrella, and walks toward home. Where are all the animals going? Yeah, they're all going, aren't they? The sun shines through the green leaves of the umbrella, and Carlos sees the silhouette of a tiny tree frog. Hey, little froggy, try hitchhiking with me tomorrow, and I'll show you a real adventure. I'm going back to the cloud forest to find a toucan, a kinkajou, maybe even a monkey or a shy tapir. I bet I'll see a jaguar too, and I'm going to find that Quetzal for sure. He missed all those things today, didn't he? They were all there, right in the trees, right in the trees. Carlos pops the umbrella outside his door. Drip, drip, drip. Water falls from the roof. A little puddle appears in the green umbrella. Froggy slides down the handle and slips into the water. Hola! Froggy splashes happily. I have this puddle all to myself, finally. And look at how this umbrella is made. Remember we have that big elephant ear plant in our garden at school? And remember how we talked at the beginning of the year, a very long time ago now, about how people who live in rainforests and jungles often use the leaves of the elephant ear plant as umbrellas. And look, here's an example of that. Pretty cool. We had a lot of connections to make to this book, even though we don't live in a jungle, and most of us have never been to one. All right, I hope you enjoyed the story, and I'm going to show you a lesson video in a little while, telling you what you're going to do with that today. Love you.